Trains in War 3 is well known as the current game of the Trains in War franchise developed by Dovetail Games. First release of the first Trains in War game was on 16 March 2017. This game allows the players to walk around the game in first-person mode as a real train driver. Different and unique from every simulator that has been created until then, people loved the idea and quickly empathized with the concept. Originally available only for PC as Trains in War CSX Heavy Haul, this was more like a beta version consisted of one playable route sandpatch crate based in the United States. Trains in War Founders Edition was the second version of the game, containing Great Western Express and playable on Xbox One. The third version of the game, simply Trains in War, was available on many more platforms, and it came out with a big change released on July 24, 2018. Not just released for all platforms, but Trains in War marked a new and refreshed start for the franchise. The original Great Western Express, Rapid Transit, and Northeast Corridor New York routes become part of the bigger library. DLCs like West Somerset Railway, Rusig North, Long Island Railroad, and many more, which can be seen on the screen right now, start to appear in the game, and quickly the franchise grew in the public eye. The game received an update that changed the Unreal Engine version, transforming the game to Trains in War 2020, the fourth version of the franchise. Originally featuring four routes: Great Western Express, Long Island Railroad, Main Spessart 1 and Northern Transpennine. As a standard edition, for those players who had not bought them already from the previous version of the game, the 2020 edition features a digital deluxe edition containing a bonus Caltrains Peninsula Corridor route. Sandpatch Grade still part of the game, but only for PCs. First DLC released for 2020 version was Rain Rue Austin on 10 October 2019, but the biggest impact among the players was created by East Coastway Line add-on, including the Class 377-4 and Class 66. This DLC was released on 12 of December 2019. More locomotive and route add-ons appeared on the board along the time, and more bug reports appeared on the forum. At that time, DTG realized that the direction they are heading is not a good one, so Trains in War 2 was born. A brand new game marked the debut of the first high-speed route, something that players asked for a while. The bundle included the Sandpatch Grade, for the first time available on consoles, the first underground line, Bakerloo Line, being one of the busiest metro lines around the world. This game was packed with an editing tool concept for a freer experience and also major optimizations for a smoother experience. Unfortunately, due to some technical issue, Northeast Corridor New York with its locomotive DLCs never came out to the public anymore. So Preserve Collection team was established. They had the responsibility to introduce the last gen bundles and DLCs into the current game, so players don't need to pay for the exact same DLC again in order to be able to play it with the current version of the game. It was a nightmare. It seemed like what they solved was to bring the entire version of bugs into the new game. They also confirmed that the content from this category will not be compatible with some of the new editing tools, although such compatibility might be provided in the future. The forum grew bigger and bigger, filled up with hopes and bug reports. New routes start to appear, some of them with problems reported at the launch day. Locomotive add-ons and dozens of updates trying to fix the endless problems. Although the game was playable but very empty, so May 4, 2021, Dovetail announced the first season pass of the game called Rush Hour. Now, Rush Hour was a free update to the passenger system. It was considered the biggest update to the game up to that time and a step forward. Unfortunately, bugs were not missing. Together with this update, Rush Hour came with 3 new routes, and you had the possibility to get them separately or as a bundle. These routes are Boston Sprinter, Dresden Riesa, and London Commuter. Iconic add-ons and third-party companies came to the game, releasing more content with more bugs and helping out filling up the gap between Rush Hour and 31st May 2022 when Spirit of Steam came out. Being the first Steam route for Train Sim World franchise had a big impact for the players and a missed opportunity, not only being delayed for years because of the researchers that only continued to build up the hype among players, but turned out to be packed with bugs also. Train Sim World 2 players had to deal with unexpected derails and awful lag sometimes. The reason why the pleasure quickly vanished is based on this. The real focus of the team right now is on the 6th version of the game, Train Sim World 3 being the last version of it. Announced on 9 August 2022 and released on 6 September 2022 set the world on fire. Bunch of cool and wanted features were implemented into the game, and if you want a more in-depth look, I made a direct comparison video between Train Sim World 2 and 3, and you can find it in the upper corner, or you can access the link down into the description. It was almost perfect, longer routes, hundreds of kilometers of track, improvements can be found all over the place, at least visuals in the bundle routes, because not much time passed and the forums start to fill up with issue reports regarding signaling problems, low FPS on different platforms for different reasons, and an endless list of reports can be found on their forums. So it seems like the history is repeating. Cut to the present day, even if DTG understood they need to bring quick quality instead of quantity, and some of these bugs are already solved or in close process to be fixed, some of them seems to never move forward. An entire history of bugs and false promises can support the idea of an unsatisfied customer. It seems like this is the circle that we have to deal with. Don't get me wrong, their visuals, especially their visuals of the unit, are looking stunning. There are a couple of bits and pieces that can be improved, but overall the visuals are amazing. But you can't run a game just with that, right? Not much longer after the game came out, the first DLCs for Train Sim World 3 was released. 3 locos, you were able to purchase them separately or as a bundle, and for the first time we've seen the locos not linked with any routes anymore, so you are not forced to buy an entire route just to be able to play one specific locomotive, even if that locomotive was able to run on other routes that you already own. All this is not the case anymore because of the training center, where that locomotive can be layered down for the tutorials instead of using one route. Few weeks ago, the latest and the first route DLC was released for the public, Birmingham Cross City route. An entire video about it can be found in the link down below. In this case, like any other, DTG did it again. No surprise, but at least they fixed it during the 28th of November this month. There was a patch fixing some bugs. There were at least 35 bugs at the release day that interfered with the driving experience and pleasure, and God knows how many bugs are there unsolved. I personally haven't bought it yet for obvious reasons, and strongly think if I want to buy the next German DLC, it looks amazing, but you know, first of all, the price is just too high and the lack of trust is just too big. And this brings the question of the day: how much time will this franchise survive? Let me know in the comments down below. My personal opinion, if they will continue to deliver broken pieces of game like they did it so far, is more complicated than yes or no. The franchise will die slowly for obvious reasons, but they will continue to keep the head above the surface as long as they will bring to the players the most iconic routes and the locomotive, even if those are broken. So write down in the comments your opinion about the future of this franchise. I was Alex, this was Alex in Game channel. Till the next time guys, stay safe. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it so far for more train sim war honest content, liveries and so on. Bye.